He was told not to go. They are armed. They hate what you preach. If you enter that church, you will not leave alive. He listened. He understood. And he went anyway. By nightfall, his body would lie in the snow, beaten, slashed, dying. But his final words were not screams. They were forgiveness. This is the true story of Saint Fidelis of Sigmaringen, the lawyer who abandoned success, embraced poverty, and chose truth over survival. And his decision still challenges us today. He wasn't born a martyr. He was born Mark Roy in 1577, in what is now Germany. Brilliant. Educated. Disciplined. He studied philosophy and law at some of Europe's finest universities. He earned a doctorate. He quickly became known as an exceptional lawyer. He had everything society admires: influence, stability, respect, wealth. But something disturbed him. In the courts, he saw corruption. Cases manipulated. Truth twisted for power. Justice sold to the highest bidder. And he began to feel a tension inside his soul. Was success worth compromising truth? He once defended the poor without charging them, earning the nickname the poor man's lawyer. But even that wasn't enough. The world of prestige felt empty. So he did something shocking. He walked away. He gave up his career, his status, his wealth. And he entered the Capuchin Franciscans, taking the name Fidelis, which means faithful. Faithful to Christ. Faithful to truth. Faithful even if it cost him everything. Europe was burning. The Protestant Reformation had fractured Christianity. Entire regions were divided, Catholic and Protestant communities clashing, sometimes violently. Into this tension stepped Fidelis. He wasn't sent as a soldier. He was sent as a preacher. Armed not with weapons, but conviction. He traveled through Switzerland, preaching passionately about the Catholic faith. He spoke clearly, boldly, without compromise. Some listened. Some converted, but others were furious. Pamphlets circulated against him. Threats followed him from town to town. He was warned repeatedly. "You are making powerful enemies." He responded calmly. "If God calls me, I must go." He once said he was ready to seal the Catholic faith with my blood. Those weren't dramatic words. They were prophetic. April 24, 1622. He was scheduled to preach in a church in Sewis, Switzerland. Friends begged him not to go. Reports had come in, armed men would be waiting. He paused, prayed, and went. The church was tense. Hostile faces in the crowd. Men gripping weapons. But Fidelis preached anyway. Not with hatred. Not with anger. But with clarity. When he finished, he stepped outside. The men surrounded him. They demanded he renounce his faith. Join their cause. He refused. Calmly. Firmly. They attacked. He was beaten with clubs. Slashed with swords. Falling into the snow, wounded and bleeding. One final offer? Accept our belief, and live. He answered no. A final blow ended his life. But witnesses said his last prayer was this: "Father, Forgive them. He died at 44 years old. News of his death spread quickly. Even some who opposed him were struck by his courage. He was canonized a saint in 1746. But his legacy isn't about theological debate. It's about integrity. He teaches us that faith is not just comfort. It is conviction. In a world that rewards compromise, he chose faithfulness. In a culture that pressures silence, he chose truth. In a moment where he could have saved himself, he chose Christ. Most of us will never face swords in the snow. But we face quieter battles. The pressure to stay silent. The temptation to dilute truth. The fear of standing alone. Saint Fidelis didn't die because he was loud. He died because he would not betray what he believed. So here's the question. If standing for your faith cost you everything, would you still stand?